Okay, everybody, we are live. Good morning. Today is Monday, February the 6th. It's my Monday, February the 6th. It is 10 a.m. for me. Of course, if you're looking at this chart, it's most likely you'll see down here in the lower right, out here, that you're seeing the UTC time, which is Greenwich Mean Time. Welcome back to another Bitcoin chart analysis, my weekly. I call it the weekly because I do this about every week, usually on a Monday. And also, I use the weekly chart on bitcoinwisdom.io. So I'm going to take a look at the chart here on Bitcoin. I don't have any skin in the game. I don't really trade anymore. Matter of fact, what I recommend is that you don't trade. You either just buy and hodl, and the only time you want to sell is because you want to quote unquote cash out or use some of your Bitcoin, one or the other. But other than that, I don't recommend trading in the traditional sense where you're buying and selling on these exchanges, because once you give up your Bitcoin to these exchanges, it's not your Bitcoin anymore. And so if you do that, just realize that they're not your Bitcoin anymore, which defeats the purpose of having any Bitcoin. You're supposed to put it in a cold storage, ideally, and that's where it stays until you need it. And you send it to wherever or whoever you want to. So excuse me, I'm having a little breakfast here while I'm doing this. So I'm going to take a look at the chart. I'm going to do a chart analysis for you. Look at the thumbnail, and you'll probably laugh at the thumbnail a little bit, but I think, yeah, that was the thumbnail. Original thumbnail was Bitcoin. All right, live Bitcoin. It's a pump? No, it's not this one. Sorry. Maybe it's not this one. It is, oh, this one right here. Bitcoin rallying explosive gains. Okay. Uploaded August 9th, 2021 by BitBoy Crypto. Oh, it's a 10-minute and 44 video. This was the thumbnail. Very generic thumbnail. I could have made it easily. I might have. Probably not. But it's interesting to watch older Bitcoin videos and just to get an idea of how sometimes people's predictions or their videos don't line up when you look at it hindsight 2020. Maybe they were right. I didn't even watch the video. It's just a thumbnail to grab your attention. But anyways, we'll get back to this a little bit later. So let's do the chart analysis, okay? So again, every Monday I do this. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Last time you saw me, you saw that I used the Fibonacci fans right here. And I took the all-time high and just put it right about here, you know, to the next point right here. So you follow this is going down, going up. That's where I made my first point of line. And you don't know this until 2020, but that's basically hindsight 2020, not the year 2020. But it goes back and it follows this line. So this is the original line I'm following. And you saw me drop some fans, in which I said, you know, you pull it out, and then you'll get some idea of how it's going to work, right? You'll get maybe a time and a date. The next halvening is, when is the next halvening? The next halvening is going to be March 18th, January, February, March. Here's March 17th. So somewhere right around in this is going to be the week of March 17th is when the actual halving, the actual halvening will occur around this time frame right here. I think sometime in November time frame is when you're going to see an explosive rally. What what was the thumbnail? Bitcoin. Hold on. Uh, Bitcoin rallying, explosive gains. Another indicator that I use. Oh, my thing's going crazy. Another indicator that I use a lot is another indicator that I use. Okay, where's November, October, November? So this is around November, right around this time frame. So another indicator that I use a lot, okay, is basically I look at YouTube and I want to see how many crypto channels are coming out. All right, I want to see how many crypto channels are coming out and talking about crypto and how they're hyping it up or pumping up the price. So that's the other indicator that I see. And when I see people coming out of the woodworks talking about crypto, talking about it's the next big thing, you should all get into it during the pump, during the bull market, that's when you know you're actually in the bull market. And you should be cautious because that's usually the time where you really don't want to buy in because it's probably most likely going to be peaking during that time. And you're essentially buying it almost at the top. You know, while you're buying, while it's in the bull market, while it's pumping up, you're probably feeling really good about yourself, thinking you made the right decision, only to find out maybe about a month or 2 months later that you might have made a mistake, and you start becoming uh, you start regretting your decision. Just to let you know. Okay, so anyway, so just a little forecasting here. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of this. All right. Oop, don't want that. Here's what I do want. So you could draw up Fibonacci fans if you want. Another thing that I do is I just draw lines that look like fans. So I'll start with this, from this all-time high to this point here, the next lower high before it crashes down, and then it breaks out. You can see it breaking out right here, crashing. This is interesting. This was the um, what was that? What was that crypto finance company? Sam Bankman-Fried episode here. So this was the dip for the Sam Bankman-Fried thing, which he's probably gonna get a lot of time in jail. Ironically, he may even die in jail. That's always been the trend with people who get arrested, that get arrested for crypto-related crimes, and they end up going into jail. They mysteriously die in jail for some reason. So here you go. There it is. All right. And then this is the next high. And I want to warn you, you usually don't want to do this, but since, I have no skin in the game and you can watch this in hindsight 2020, learn from this, you never want to make the assumption based on these recent candlestick. You have to wait until it actually finishes, which in this case, since I'm using a weekly chart, it would literally mean I have to wait months to finally make another, you know, decision on my chart analysis. But I'm going to do it for now because why not? We're having some fun here. You can draw another line, and so this is a higher high than this high right here. So I'm going to put another line here. And it's going to be interesting to see if it follows this trend line, if it's already peaked out. So this is what I'm looking at right now. I'm going to zoom in. So I'm looking at this area right here. Now normally you don't want to do this because you want to wait until you actually see if it is the higher high from this high, and to see where the lower low is from this recent low right here, this particular recent low. But let's just do this. Hindsight 2020. I could watch this video again and see if I made the right call or not. So you make another line and it basically creates another fan. So you could keep doing this, and what you're going to see is you're going to see something where the lines, when you get drawn out, you draw the lines, and you eventually get to a point where you draw another line, and the other line will be here, and then here, and here, and here, and eventually, this is when you know you're back in an uptrend or back in the bull market, because the trend lines, every time you draw another, you know, higher high, they'll just keep going up, 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 until you're the point you're like pretty much dead even from the all-time high. And once it breaks the all-time high, that's when you know you're really in a bull market. That is confirmed. By then, it's too late for you to make any any trades because all the price action already happened. But anyways, once it breaks or reaches the all-time high, it'll most likely make a new all-time high. But then again, by then it's too late for you because you should have bought, like, you should have most likely bought around here and going forward, because we're literally coming up to almost almost a year into the halvening. Uh, and during that time, which I think a lot of people will know that, so March, it's March 18th, I believe, around that time. So this time frame right here, March 18th, that's when the actual halvening is. But I think the actual pump will happen November, anywhere from 6 months. I would say about 6 months before the actual halvening. That's when it actually will start pumping, and probably will make an all-time high. So that's what's probably going to happen. And let me share another screen here. Let me see here. So here I drew what I think might happen, and I drew this only about 15 minutes ago. It's already changing. The candlesticks are already changing. But I have a feeling that most likely what's going to happen is it's going to follow that trend line. I'm just going to make a prediction right now. I don't think it's going to break above this trend line that I just recently drew, just because it the longer term, this this 30 period average and the 10 period average, they haven't really crossed. Okay, they haven't really crossed. And you never want to make the assumption that it is going to cross before it actually happens. That's a lot of that's a lot of mistakes that happen. People think it's going to cross, they make a trade, and when it ends up happening is because it's not confirmed, because you have to literally wait, especially on a weekly, you're going to have to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 candlesticks, 5 weeks before you get a confirmation. And by the time you get a confirmation, it's already too late to make a trade. So Trading is taking a risk. You are in some ways gambling. And you're probably thinking, well, it's a 50-50 chance. It's going to go up or down, right? Well, you're wrong. It's less than 50-50. It's actually probably 30%, maybe even less than 30% that you will be right on your trades. So there's actually three options. There's up, down, and then sideways. But most likely, the chances of you being right on your trade in the short term is probably less than 30%. That's the reality. Less than 30% chance that you will be correct on your trade. And that's just the reality. I don't have any like mathematical proof. That's just my opinion from trading, from me trading. Really, you're 30 less than 33% chance that you're right on your short-term trades. Because if it was 50-50, I think there'd be a lot more people making a lot more money trading. And that's just not the case. There's actually very few people who make money trading and a lot of people losing money on trading. And that's just the way it works. So my guess is that most likely it's going to probably start going down from this point. A lot of people are going to be scared and start selling. This may be another opportunity for those people who are waiting to get in, because you're not going to be given too many more chances of getting in at what I think right now is a lower price, a very good price, before the run up to the crypto bull market, the Bitcoin bull market. And I'm pretty sure it will happen despite the fact that there may be a recession going on. It may actually even exponentially increase the price due to inflation, due to probably taxation going on, and many other factors. People wanting to preserve their, I don't know, wealth. You probably see that being talked about when the pump happens, that it's a way to preserve your wealth, without, uh, and a way to control your wealth. There may be some rumors that there's going to be a bank run and people are going to start, or the banks are going to be bailed in. You'll start hearing that, which causes a lot of fear and FOMO, and people start buying into crypto thinking they control the keys, they control the money. That's going to be pushed a lot. Just a lot of nonsense, in my opinion. All right, back to this. I did forget to draw another line here. I'll just draw another one from this point right there. So that's what I think is going to happen. You can see I'm going to zoom in a lot. I'm going to start zooming in here. You see uh, the 30 period average, this line. Let me see if I could draw this line right here, the 30 period average, and then the 10 period average. They haven't quite crossed yet. You can see the recent candlestick has changed to green, which I don't know if it's going to stay that way, but I think it's going to lose steam. I think it's going to lose steam, and it's going to start going down just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Start going down. When is it going to go up? I don't know. The only thing I can say is that most likely what will happen is that you're going to get another higher high, and then you're most likely going to make another line, and you'll see that progression. It'll just keep going up and down, and again, it's most likely going to follow these Fibonacci fans. You can make your own Fibonacci fans or your own fan lines. Let's see if I could do an inversion of this. You could also do the inversion. Let me see, will this work here? Nope. You could do your own inversion of this. I guess it doesn't work. Sorry about that. So we'll do it like that. And so you could do your own version of this, and you'll see how it comes out. I do think that most likely this might peak up a little bit more, but I have a feeling it's going to start going down. It's just going to start curling down, and it'll do this for a while. But I do think we are in the bottom. I do think we are in a bottoming period. Another thing to watch for is if, especially on social media, you'll start hearing more people talk about crypto. You'll start hearing more people talk about Bitcoin. You'll start seeing more crypto scams. What's another one? Oh, um, cyber attacks. You're going to start seeing more cyber attacks. You know, ransomware. You'll start seeing ransomware show up in the news. What are some other indicators that I look for? Again, crypto YouTubers coming out of the woodworks. They usually get paid to talk about crypto during that time. Um, they usually get a lot of sponsorship, so they'll start pumping out a lot of crypto news. And next thing you know, they're being sponsored by crypto.com or whatever crypto company. Some of them are legitimate, others, most of them are scams. And they get paid to make these videos to get you into crypto, to use their quote unquote product or services. They all come out of the woodworks at about a time where the price starts pumping really hard, because that's when Bitcoin gets most of the attention, and that's when the crypto markets get a lot of attention. What else will you see? You'll see also a lot of pump and dump schemes going on with other altcoins. What's another one I haven't seen in a long time? You always see a Ponzi scheme. It's some kind of Ponzi scheme, some kind of like multi-level marketing scheme. But what I haven't seen in a while are like these mining schemes where you buy a cloud mining. I haven't seen that in a long time, which I think it'll come back again. You'll probably see that. I haven't noticed it last time, but maybe you'll see more of it this time. Cloud mining scams where you buy into cloud mining, then you get a certain amount of cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. Um, my opinion on all that is don't waste your time. The easiest and simplest thing to do has always been to just buy and hold. If you haven't bought in now, I think it's a great time to buy in now, considering the time frame we're in. We're about a year away from the halvening. Um, Also, the price has reached its low so far, and it seems to have bottomed. It seems to have bottomed. It may dip down low again, but I think we're pretty much in the bottoming process. So this is probably one of the lowest prices you'll get, most recent lowest prices anyway. Um, I think we have somewhat, we're in the bottoming process, and from this point on, it will start to gradually go up, and then when you least expect it, when you least expect it, or when the time when you don't expect it, it will start slowly, exponentially increasing in price. And by then, you probably don't want to buy into it, because there's no point, because you already have you already bought in at a lower price. So at that point, you don't have to worry about it. What you can do when the price does go up is you can, at certain price levels, whatever price level you feel comfortable with, start selling to get your money back that you put into it. So you're selling to get your money back, and then you just keep the rest in Bitcoin, and you don't have to worry if it crashes or if it goes up. You feel good when it goes up. You feel rich. You get this adrenaline, this high of being rich. You may become a millionaire. That's the funny part. You actually may become a millionaire, a crypto millionaire on this pump that's coming up. But just realize that for every pump, there will be a crash. So you could sell to get your money back, and what you have left is your Bitcoin that didn't cost you anything at that point because you got your money back. All you have to do is hodl, and it's not a very exciting trading method. It's not very, you don't make $1 million overnight. You don't become, I don't know, one of these crypto billionaires that buys a Lambo and has a private jet. You don't. It doesn't. You don't. You won't experience that. But what will happen is at the end of the day, you will have your Bitcoin. You will be stacking your Bitcoin, and 5, 10, most likely 10 years down the line, you will the the work that the patience that you put in. Patience is the virtue when it comes to trading. If you have enough patience, you will be rewarded. Just huddle. Just huddle. Just buy and hold. That's all you have to do. That is the best strategy that gives you the maximum returns. Not buying and selling, not going into altcoins, not cloud mining. I don't think mining in general is for the average person is a great idea because you're gonna put out it's a lot easier if you just bought the Bitcoin that you wanted than to buy the equipment to go mine and pay for the electricity and then mine those Bitcoins, and then you have to sell those Bitcoins in order to get money back to pay for all the equipment and to pay for the electricity just to be left with a little bit of Bitcoin. You know, it just doesn't make sense. I think if you're looking for investors, if you're using other people's money to mine, maybe, but it's just a lot easier and a lot simpler if you just bought your Bitcoin and you just held on to it, wait for the pump, sell a small portion of it to get your money back. The rest is now free Bitcoin. All you have to do is just hold on to it for 10, 20 years. It will probably most likely be worth way more than you actually put into it, than what you actually bought it for. And the best news is the younger you are, I'm not going to say you live forever, but the younger you are, you have the advantage of time. The older you are, unfortunately, you have less time. So I think the people who lose money are people who can afford to lose money, and those people who are actually older and they have a shorter time horizon. So there's a really good chance those are the people who are losing in the market. Short time horizon, have money to lose, you know. So don't be a fool, or be a fool, I don't know, I guess. But don't be foolish with your money. Just a simple strategy as buy and hold is the winner, in my opinion. Anyways, I'm gonna conclude this episode. It's my half-hour rant on Bitcoin trading. It's coming, people. It's coming. If you haven't bought in now, I think in a few more months, maybe 6 more months, you're gonna be too late to come in at the bottom. Uh, After that, you're probably gonna be you might get lucky and just catch it right as it just explodes and pops. Anyways, that's the end of my video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.